Okay, so now what we've got is we've got fiber internationally. We've got a distributed computing architecture with industrial strength Sun servers all over our network and on others' networks. We've got the ability to interconnect with every network in the world. Now, how do we make this work? And this is the real core differentiator of our strategy versus every other player out there, and that's the software layer that allows us to connect all the servers, all the fiber, all the pooling points, and deliver service from end to end with a quality of service that's appropriate for the content being transported. What we're talking about is a software layer, and Rex Shelby is going to talk about this in a second, which the core of it came from InterAgent, which is the software program developed by Modulus. But what it really allows us to do is reconfigure the network on a real-time basis so that the routers can work differently, so the servers can work differently, so the pooling points can work differently to achieve that quality of service that's appropriate for the content being provided. So if you look at it, this software layer, is this a pipe dream? Is this something that we're going to get done in the next 5 years? No, this is something that exists today. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what is the timeline and future of this software layer. But what we're talking about is a software layer that exists today that's capable of providing control of our network of networks, and delivering a quality of service for the internet that has not been possible to date. When you look at it, what these four pieces together do is allow us to deliver an internet experience that looks like TV. Allows us to deliver an internet experience that has a quality of service that's appropriate for the content being transmitted. It basically allows us to achieve the vision of the internet that was never possible because of the way it was originally architected.
When Rex was talking about the software that we have, there are lots of additional applications of the software. We have the software currently to operate our own network. We believe that there's an opportunity to set up a standardized protocol for the industry that uses some of those same components that are in our network operating system. So we are proposing the development of a broadband operating system. That's a proposed standard protocol for accessing real-time bandwidth. It would be the first direct software link between the applications and the network resource. The protocol that we envision is consistent with the Enron Intelligent Network and with Enron's bandwidth provisioning architecture, and it would be made available to all software developers through published application programming interfaces, so that we would set up basically a set of interfaces that would allow an application developer to take that application programming interface, stick it in their system or whatever they're programming, and it would access the operating system to provide them real-time bandwidth as necessary within their application. Just graphically, it would look something like this, where you have a bunch of third-party software that's being developed. They use an API which ties into a standardized method for developing the software, and then that's developing the bandwidth or make available the bandwidth, and then that would be able to access the network.
You now talk about the broadband operating system. Is that essentially taking those pieces and trying to develop this as an industry standard? And who else has competing standards? What's the process and timeline for getting this up and developed as a de facto?
One of the questions that was asked was really the timing and development stage of the software. And we have the initial level. Well, I start with the InterAgent component. We have added onto that functionality to manage our existing network and put things across our network and interconnect with others when we're in control. The beta version of this operating system, what we're calling BOS, is out as of last week. So we can start giving that to application developers and use in the process of developing the APIs. And we're expecting a final version to be out late second quarter, early third quarter of this year. And that'll be the version that presumably people can access through the API. And that will be the, really the finished product. Now, after that, there are all sorts of different functionality we want to add onto it. But that'll be a continuing process over the years. We have some information on the BOS that we can also make available that talks about different components of functionality and timing. We do not have that included in here because right now we're keeping that kind of under wraps. But we'll make that available as time goes on. Anything else?